I will begin by telling everyone that this is the first meeting with electronic attendance. To those who are viewing from home, there may be a bit of a lag. Bear with us in this new process, and I thank everyone for attending. We will start with the invocation given by Chief Tester.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for having the opportunity to be here tonight as a community, and along with Councilwoman Hayes to join us in attendance tonight. I want to thank you for the many blessings that you've given our community, Lord, and for the workers to be able to put up the flag today in remembrance of our fallen soldiers and community members that have been significant in our life. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Mark Cheney will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance from the American Legion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, folks. And we will begin with the roll call. We will, because we are meeting electronically, we will answer the roll call.
Carter.
Present.
May.
Here.
Atwell.
Here.
Jennings. Here. Spencer. Here. Gates.
Here.
Hayes. Here. Mayor Cornett.
Here.
Thank you.
We are all in attendance tonight. That's wonderful. And I want to welcome back Councilmember Hayes. We will need approval of the minutes of the May 4th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any changes to be made to those minutes? Any questions? None being heard. And I will ask you to acknowledge both with your hand and with your voice, if you will, for the electronic. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Yes.
Yes. Aye.
We need a
We need to wait for Ms. Hayes.
Thank you. I knew there'd be some hiccups.
Can't hear you.
Need you to vote on approval of the minutes.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear now, Deborah?
Just barely.
Okay, we're voting for the approval of the agenda, of the minutes, I'm sorry. And we need you to vote for the approval of the minutes. Both audio and with your hand sign. I believe that was an affirmative. Is that correct? We will proceed now with the approval of the agenda. Are there any additions to the agenda?
None from staff.
No changes?
I make a motion we approve the agenda as written. Susie Jennings.
I second that motion. Todd May.
Councilmember Jennings has made the motion and Councilmember May has seconded the motion. All in favor of approving our agenda for this evening, please sign now. Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, folks.
And Ms. Hayes, can you hear us now, Ms. Hayes?
Just barely.
Okay, so we're voting to adopt the agenda as distributed. If you could vote, please.
I don't know. Can't hear you.
Councilmember Hayes, we're voting for the approval of the agenda.
Or she's got the volume up on her end.
Just go ahead. I can't hear you, so go ahead.
We can't do.
We can't proceed with the meeting until we're able to both hear and see you. So we're going to work on the technical aspects of this. We knew that we would have a few.
Got it?
Okay.
I think she may have her volume turned down on the iPad. Can you hear me, Ms. Hayes?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got you.
Wonderful. Now, and we're all voted in the affirmative, that's unanimous, and the approval of the agenda. And now we'll move on to the easy part. We have no public hearings scheduled for the evening, so we will move on to public presentations. And I will ask that only the speaker at the podium speak during the public presentations. First, we have Sarah Gillespie from the chamber, and Bailey, I'm sorry. And you have the floor. Thank you.
Hello, thank you all for having us today. Can you hear me okay? I'm kind of loud anyway. We are here, of course, to talk about funding. Thank you for inviting us to be here to speak. As you all know, we have been at the level of $12,000 in funding since 2023. Prior to that, it was at a $6,000 level for many, many, many years. I think maybe since I joined the chamber, and that's been a couple years ago. We have asked for an $8,000 increase as we continue to grow and take on additional operations. I'm sure you know that the chamber within Smith County operates well beyond the traditional scope of what chambers of commerce traditionally do. Our serves not only as a membership organization, but also a strategic partner in tourism, workforce engagement, economic development, small business development, community marketing, quality of life, and all of that contributes to our economic vitality here in Smith County. We often serve as the front door for businesses and visitors, especially since we began to operate the Welcome Center. And we've really expanded our programs since we were able to move there as well. That includes not just operating the tourism center, but also facilitating programs such as our healthcare excellence and our manufacturing excellence, which are, our goal of both of those is to feed our youth directly into our workforce here in Smith County and show them the careers that they have. So those have grown exponentially since we began those. The existing funding level that we're at no longer reflects the scope of services that we're able to deliver and the cost to operate the chamber based on all the things we continue to take on and do, which we're happy to do. But we also had to add an additional person to our workforce to do all that we do. So we want to keep working towards building what we do. We want to support all the things that Marion do and strengthen the economic position for the town and the county. And we'll do that also through additional grants and partnerships that we plan to pursue. But as you all know, many of those require matching funds. And I want to let Bailey talk to you a little bit about our events and membership.
Thanks for having us here tonight. One of the things that I want to point out is in your packet, you have a recap of events that we hosted in 2025, and then a little bit more detailed version of events that we've had in 2026, as well as the schedule for the remainder of the year. These programs and events that we host are only possible because of your continued partnership and support. Our event growth continues to grow each and every year. We've had an increased number of attendees year after year. One that I like to cite is Witches Night Out that we have here in downtown. It's a great night for our downtown businesses who participate. The first year we had about 30 ladies join us, which we thought was great, and then last year we had 75 ladies join us. So that shows huge growth and success. Our social media reach is growing. We have about 7.3 thousand followers on Facebook, 1.2 thousand followers on Instagram, and 3,400 subscribers to our newsletter. We send out at least 3 newsletters a week that feature different job opportunities, grants, internships, and then as well as events, different things like that in our community. We've also been thankful to secure some grants with Smith County Tourism, as well as some other grants. So we're excited to continue growing what we're able to offer, growing how we're representing Smith County and highlighting the tourism assets that we have here. Another important stat that you'll see in your packet is the membership stat. roughly 140 of the 225 chamber members we have are Marion businesses or located within Marion's footprint. So I think that speaks huge volume to Marion's economic development and growth, and we're thankful for those businesses. With your continued support, we are able to continue reaching new businesses to work with as members, as well as bolster what we do for our members currently. And then back to the visitor center side of things. Running a visitor center is not always easy. It's not always fun. We see a lot of interesting characters, but it's something that we take pride in, showcasing our community, highlighting our towns and all that they have to offer. And Virginia Tourism has told us multiple times that we are the busiest tourism center in Southwest Virginia, and I think that's true.
In closing, we won't stay very long because we haven't got here from a lot of folks tonight. One of the best compliments we've ever gotten in the chamber was one of the board supervisors members said, "We see you in the chamber like water. You guys fill in all the gaps." And that's what we want to be here for. Any way we can support what you already have going on, we want to do that. Anything that you see that is lacking and needs to happen, we want to help develop that. As you can see, our capacity never seems to end. Whatever gets thrown at us, we keep finding new ways to develop new programs and new things, and we want to keep doing that through your partnership. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us and you have for years. And please lean on us to help you with whatever we can. And I'd like to give you guys a chance to ask us any questions about current programs or things we might have right now.
This is Mayor Cornett. Thank you for your presentation. Very well done, as always. And now, if any council member would like to ask any questions, the floor is open, but please do remember to state your name first.
Tricia Spencer, I'd just like to say thank you. I think you're doing a fabulous job, both of you.
Susie Jennings, and that's what I was going to say too. Thank you all so much.
Well, if any questions arise or you think of something after the meeting, we're very accessible. Just give us a call. I think probably everybody's got my cell phone even, so you can text me tonight. But thank you all. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And this is Mayor Cornett, and we will call in the next Amanda Livingston from Tourism. And Amanda, you have the floor.
Thank you. So I just want to say, to echo what Sarah and Bailey said, I do think of myself as the tourism organization as a sister organization to the Chamber, because we do work so closely together, and we do, again, really fill in those gaps. So quick recap, and then I'll kind of want to talk about next fiscal year and what we are intending to do. Bailey briefly mentioned the grant that we were able to partner together and get. That is solely focused on marketing dollars. It is focused on outdoor recreation marketing for all the great outdoor recreation in our area, specifically highlighting the 5 over 5,000 hiking challenge, which is the brainchild of Sarah and the Chamber. But what we want to do is amplify that and use it as a way to highlight. And if anyone doesn't know already, I hope you do, but there are, within a spitting distance of where we are right now, 5 mountains over 5,000 feet in elevation. And you can hike all of them in about, what, a day or and a half? You can do them in a weekend, easily in a weekend. So that is something we really want to highlight. That is something that no other town and county in Virginia can boast. So we're really excited about that. I've highlight marketing because in addition to all the great work happening in the community, tourism is really solely focused on communicating with people outside of the county. So the advertising that we're doing, the marketing messages, the PR that we're doing, you will rarely see in the county and in the town, and that's by design. Because we want it to reach people in North Carolina, in Knoxville, in Washington, D.C., on the coast, to get them to come here and spend their dollars, spend the day, spend the night, hopefully spend a week. So having said that, Andrew, if you don't mind to cue up the presentation, I wanted to talk a little bit about some projects that I had brainstormed specifically focused for Marion next year. We work very closely with the Chamber, with Smith County EDA. We also work very closely with the Marion Office of Community and Economic Development to supplement what they are doing. And so we are able to come in and, again, kind of plug in some of those gaps in a way with a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more access to grant money for the marketing side. So that's okay. I don't mind to just wing it.
I'm coming right now. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think there's gremlins in the internet tonight. So just really briefly, there are a few things on the marketing side that I have realized, and I've spoken with Ken Heath about. One of them is the Town of Marion website, which is a local government website. It does have visitor information on it. Fantastic, thank you. And if you don't mind, just go ahead straight to the next slide.
There you go.
Yeah. So the Town of Marion website does have visitor information on it. To be totally frank, it is not very visitor facing. And that is because local government websites have to have multiple functions. You have to have government information, you have to have where to pay your water bill, you have to have all this information that's not necessarily relevant to visitors. And so what I'm proposing is that we create a landing page on the Smith County website that is dedicated to Marion, that has a plug-in calendar that is specific to Marion events, and that we do some dedicated advertising to drive folks to that landing page on the Visit Smith County website. The reason I propose that as opposed to building a brand new website is that that is incredibly time consuming and expensive. Even to develop a very small, very simple website is going to be several $1,000s, up to $10,000. To develop a website, a brand new local government website is going to be tens and tens of thousands. So next slide, please. So this is just a snapshot of the current visitor page on the Town of Marion website. As you can see, has minimal photography, minimal text, minimal information, lots of links. That is not due to anyone's lack of trying. That is just a function of how a local government website is set up. And then if you go to the next slide, this is an example of a landing page that we created for the Association of Museums in Smith County. This is a campaign we did for the Virginia 250 campaign, highlighting history in Smith County. As you can see, lots of imagery. This is just a still, it's not a live shot. Lots of imagery. If you go to the next slide, please, Andrew. This is a specific embedded calendar that can be filtered. This particular one is filtered for history events, but what I would propose is to filter it for Marion events. And then if you go to the next slide, this is just additional content that links out to blog posts. You can embed video, you can add any kind of text, and you're gonna get a lot better SEO result because you're gonna have that additional text and those links and that content. And it's something that we can update frequently. So that is kind of a new marketing thing, in addition to the general marketing that of course we do for Smith County that incorporates Marion every year. And if you go to the next slide, Andrew, just really briefly, I highlighted these are a couple of things that are in the current tourism work plan for the next 3 years, specifically pertaining to Marion as well as Smith County. The tourism board has identified that they would like to have additional outdoor recreation focused events, and so I would like to propose an exploratory committee. As I think I've mentioned before here, I do not plan events. I'm a one-woman office, and I'm not as good as these ladies, and so there's no point in competing. And so what I would propose is that we do some sort of exploratory committee with Ken Heath's office, with the chamber, with the other partners, perhaps the park, and start thinking about what a really amped up outdoor recreation event would look like in 2027. Virginia Tourism is encouraging us to explore sports marketing, and so that is a really good fit as the Callan Drive development comes online and as the town explores what that is going to look like. I would like to be a part of that conversation because as you build the physical facilities, it's important to think about how they will be used and what outside visitors might be coming in. Sports teams, parents, families, travel ball. And then in addition, we are beginning to work with the arts nonprofits in Marion at the very beginning stages of kind of doing a cultural asset inventory and plan, which if you think about a feasibility study for a building, this would be almost like a feasibility study for the art scene in general in Marion. So rather than one specific location, it's the general art scene, because that is an enormous draw to visitors to Marion. So that's just a sort of a pitch for the upcoming fiscal year. And then the last slide is just one of my favorite pictures, so I just like to show it. So are there any questions about any past work or future? Yes.
I have Susie.
Councilmember Jennings.
Susie Jennings. First of all, thank you so much. You have just done a tremendous job for our community. But what I wanted to ask, I think I missed a little something on the Town of Marion's website.
Yes.
where do you think it should be again? Can you repeat what you
So,
said?
yeah, that's a great question, and I probably was blowing through because I was aware of time. Right now, I am not proposing to make any changes to the Town of Marion website. That's both not appropriate role for me and also involves a lot of expense and decision-making. What I'm proposing is, in addition to everything that is currently on the Town of Marion website, to create a landing page on the Smith County website that would also have, and we would have links back and forth as appropriate, but it would just be another way to get the Town of Marion information out to the visitors without having to get into any kind of redesign of the Town of Marion website.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Mayor
you.
Cornett with one question.
Yes.
Would you be creating a QR code that we could publicly display that would take them directly to the Marion
Absolutely.
part of the website?
Yes, yeah, we can create custom QR code and custom link. I think, something like Visit Smith County /Marion or something
And-
very simple. And then also QR code is very easy to do.
Would
Yeah.
there be advertising opportunities for businesses there?
At this time, I am reluctant to say yes. I have dabbled in advertising in the visitor guide. It's very time consuming, and it also, we're a small community and we all kind of compete for the same resources. And so what I discovered was I was competing with Hungry Mother State Park for their advertising, with the chamber for their advertising and sponsorships. And it didn't, I'm not opposed to it, but at this time I'm hesitant to jump in with both feet. So what I would propose is to fund it with marketing grants as I'm able to get, and then, pooling the money that we receive from Town of Marion with the county and the other towns.
Okay, that sounds fair enough. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And council, are any further questions? Then thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
And we will call the next person, Shannon Naff. And folks, we're really going to enjoy this one.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Shannon.
Hello. And Andrew is pulling up the PowerPoint now. Thank y'all very much for having me come out today. I certainly do appreciate it. I think I know most of you. I'm Shannon Naff. I'm with PBS Appalachia, a Marion native, and I moved back about 3 years ago to help launch this public television station. And I'm here tonight to ask for funding for an upcoming documentary project that we're working on that I really think is going to showcase one of the main reasons why Marion is really America's coolest hometown. It's about the snurfer, and that's the precursor to the modern day snowboard. It's a fascinating story, and a story that Marion doesn't really get credit enough for. So we've got a couple different models here. All these were manufactured in Marion. The one closest to the door is a Brunswick model, the first one, and then we had a Gem Corporation model. So I brought some visual aids with me. Oh, I'm sure. Okay. So yeah, these are the two versions of them. There's a lot more, and we have access to a huge collection of them. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, if you wouldn't mind advancing the slide, that would be great. So I want to give you a little bit of information about Blue Ridge Public Television. We are a 501(c) nonprofit. We're Blue Ridge PBS in Roanoke, and it used to serve this area through a transmitter up on the mountain there on Channel 52. Those were shut down, they kind of aged out, and there'd been a big gap. Instead of building a new transmitter, we launched the nation's first all-digital PBS station. That's why I moved back to be part of that. I think it's pretty cool. We've also launched some new sub-channels. In case anything ever happens to PBS, we have a brand called ECHO. It stands for Education, Community, Health, and Opportunity. So you'll be hearing more about that come July 1st. I want to give you a little bit of information about some of our programming. Being a digital station, we're across multi-screens, across social media, different channels. It's really important now. TV viewership has changed a lot. So you've got the map of our service area. Together, our stations cover about 42% of the geographic footprint of Southwest Virginia. And then the map of the United States is how some of our programming is distributed. Our show Hometowns, which is a travel show that we're doing, we've done 3 seasons so far. It's running in about 83 markets around the country, so it's a lot of exposure for Southwest Virginia. And, you know, we did an episode on Marion a while back. So, Andrew, if you could go to the next slide. And a little bit about some of our productions. We've won quite a few Emmys, 16 Emmys in 3 years. The Emmy nominations just came out. We were nominated for 7 more, I believe, or maybe 9 more, I'm not sure. But some of our shows are Hometowns, which is our travel series, that it's kind of an Anthony Bourdain style look into small communities across America. Then we had an Emmy award-winning documentary on Appalachia grasslands called The Prairie Preacher. We just finished a documentary called Resolve to Live and Die that's showcased Southwest Virginia's involvement in the Revolutionary War. And then we also do other things on different platforms. We've launched a YouTube and Facebook series called Roaming Appalachia that's quickly gaining a lot of momentum. Please follow us if you can on social media. And then one that I'm really happy about is called Appalachia Jobs Explained, where we produce short form video content that encourages people to pursue career paths here in Southwest Virginia, keep our young people here. So that's on Instagram and TikTok. It's gaining a lot of feed, and we just recently partnered with the Chamber of Commerce on their career fair and helped with that. So try to be as active on as many fronts as we can. So now, if you could go to the next page, we'll talk a little bit about this Nerfer documentary. This Nerfer was invented in Michigan in 1965 on Christmas Day. The patent was sold to Brunswick, and with the abundance of hardwood here, the Brunswick location, they decided to start producing them here. Then a company called Jim Corporation took over. Then there was a big historic flood in 1977. It's a real fascinating story. If you live in Marion, you know the story, but outside of Marion, people don't really know that we had such a birth, were so important in the evolution of snowboarding. The picture that I showed at the beginning, this picture right here, is probably the first picture that anybody's ever been airborne on a Snurfer. That's Scott Dimmitt at Primary Hill. It was really becoming a sport. It's just a fascinating story. Jake Burton came along, and he basically took the idea and made his version of it. It really should be called snurfing instead of snowboarding now, but it's such a fascinating story that we want to tell it. And so when we produce this, we're going to do a premiere at the Lincoln Theater before it airs on television. Then it would air regionally on Blue Ridge PBS in the Roanoke-Lynchburg area, and then PBS Appalachia, as well as other arranged stations. It'll be on the PBS website forever. Once it goes live, it'll be on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, all of our distribution paths. We've talked to the U.S. Ski and Snowboarding Hall of Fame. We'll be part of an exhibit in Michigan, and we're going to enter it in film festivals. We've got all kinds of plans. When we do the screening at the Lincoln, we've got a connection that has probably the largest collection of vintage snowboards. We'll have an exhibit there, as well as an exhibit at our PBS Appalachia studio in Bristol. So it's going to be pretty high profile. So if you want to go to the next slide, please, Andrew. I talked to Ken about it, and he said give him a couple options. So I gave him a couple different options, and there's one for $14,000 and one for $7,500. The more that you can invest to help support it, the more you get with it. The reason I came up with those numbers, and I've crunched these numbers many, many times, it's about a $60,000 documentary project between all the distribution cost and man hours, the equipment, everything from closed captioning. It does kind of add up, travel and everything. So we do have some grant funds that are going to help us cover about half of it. So I'm trying to raise about $28,000 to $30,000. And so that's where I came up with these two options. The one on the right, the $14,000 one, both of them you would have placement within that documentary at the beginning and the end. The larger package has a 10-second video message, so we could craft a really nice message to get people to come to Marion. The other one is a logo. Both high-profile exposure, just get a little bit more for the $14,000 investment. And in addition to being included in the documentary, I'd like to run a 30-second spot schedule, and I've done one previously with Ken, and I appreciate y'all supporting that. So we would run the spot schedule across our stations on Blue Ridge PBS up in Roanoke, and the folks from the travel people, you know, they were talking about being outside of the area. So we want to pull people here so we could do a really high frequency spot schedule on all of our channels, PBS Appalachia, Blue Ridge PBS, and all of our Echo channels that we have. So it's a lot of exposure. Either package, you just get a lot more. And if you did want to go with a larger package, I'll work with you any way that I can. I could bill it over 2 years. I could stretch the spot placement out over 2 years. However you needed to do it, I'll work with you. I think it's a truly, truly remarkable thing for Marion. It's a story that people haven't really heard outside of this area, and we want to share it with you and with them. And well, we just generally like to ask for your support in this project. I feel like it's something that Marion can really come together over and be proud of, because if you want to go to the next slide, Andrew, we just did a couple posts on Facebook, and these are all the comments that we've got. There's one on there that I love. Somebody said, I know about the Michigan part. I want to hear about Marion. I want to know about the flood. So that's pretty neat. And then the final slide is just some scenes from our first day of production that we've done and my contact information. I certainly do appreciate your time. I'm open for any questions. My contact info is there. I'm happy to help any way I can. And if y'all can support this, I will promise to take good care of you.
Mayor Cornett, and I just want to say, yeah, thank you. Wonderful presentation. I'm very excited about Snurfers. I was part of that when we were down in Edwell a long time
Absolutely.
ago.
And I'm working to get that footage. It may be lost, but WDBJ up in Roanoke shot that. Now, that's part of the expense too, if we have to buy footage like that. But yeah, I really hope we can get it. And I did come across some photos from it. And then that tour schedule is interesting. They had that competition, then they went to like Colorado and a couple different places. It was part of a bigger circuit, but people don't realize that Marion was right there with it.
Council.
Yes.
Susie Jennings, and thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Susie.
Have you got a date at the Lincoln Theater set yet?
We have not. I spoke to Bob. You know, I've been working on this for a while to try to get that initial funding in place. I had a conversation with Bob shortly after he started, and then I saw him the other day, and I'd left him a voice message, and then I ran into him, and we don't have a date yet. It's going to be a next year production when it comes out. So, and then we're not sure whether you know, summer's always good for turnout, but it is kind of a winter sport, so we're kind of playing with that. Plus, we do have to travel a little bit to get some interviews as part of the story, but we don't have a date yet, but it'll happen, and we'll know well in advance, and we'll promote it like crazy. We're going to get a big turnout, and we'll have that Snurfer exhibit there as well.
Larry Carter, Town Council.
Yes, sir.
Marion, I don't know if anybody's here old enough besides me to remember, were you part of the Marion JCs when we had that? What's mid-70s? We had a Snurfing competition.
Actually,
out at Skyview Theater, and the weather permitted with snow, and it was quite cold also.
Yeah.
And we were going to get national exposure, but the lady skier that we had lined up came down. I think that year was a Hong Kong flu. Out there, she couldn't make it. So we had JC's had a big to do with.
Yeah, I was actually fortunate enough to participate in that when I was 10
Were
years
you?
old. Yeah, I have a trophy the only trophy I've ever saved from like youth sports, but I have a 5th place beginner's trophy.
Yeah, we did it right, and
and
had good turnout.
We're trying to track down that footage from DBJ. They were part of PM Magazine, or the PM Magazine station. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to acquire some of that footage. But we do have some photographs, and we can always incorporate photographs in with everything, kind of that Ken Burns documentary effect.
It was sometime in the 70s. I don't remember the exact year.
It was actually, no, it's 1980.
Was it 1980?
1980.
Okay.
I've got somewhere I've got a picture on my phone. I can get to you. So, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
And then
Thank
actually,
you.
it was in the Marion High School yearbook. I didn't realize that until
that
our
right?
first day of shooting. There's like a 2-page spread on that. Some very good photos. And we do have a little bit of rough film video from that event as well. So I'm hoping we can get it from the PM Magazine folks at WDBJ, because that would be great.
That would
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right. Thank you all.
Shannon, Mayor Cornett, thank you very much, and I appreciate
All right. If
all
y'all
your
have any
diligence.
questions,
Thank you for
please
coming
let me
here.
know. Thank y'all so
and
much
we
for
certainly
coming.
will.
All right.
Yes, Vice Mayor Gates.
Since we've heard the presentation, this is Jim Gates. As chairman of the Finance Committee, I'd like to refer that to the committee, and we can make some decisions on it by the next meeting.
I'll second it, Susie Jennings.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Gates and a second by Councilmember Jennings to put this before the Finance Committee. Is there any further discussion? Then we will vote, and Ms. Hayes, we will be voting on the motion of Jim Gates and Susie Jennings to put this before the Finance Committee. I have not tested the audio yet, so if Ms. Hayes, you would respond by voting with us. All in favor?
Yes.
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 Very good. It's unanimous. Thank you, everyone. I see that we have our county administrator with us back here in the very back of the room, and I just want to acknowledge him and give him the opportunity to address us if he wishes to.
I'll be a fly on the wall.
Thank you, sir, for being here. And now we will move forward with a resolution. And this is a resolution in recognition of EMS Week. And out of respect for everyone that works in the EMS field, I will stand. If anyone wishes to join me, they're welcome to.
Mayor, I thought we could bring up the EMS staff that are here.
That'd be great. This is a resolution in recognition of EMS Week, which will be May 17th through 23rd of the year 2026. Whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service, and whereas the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas emergency medical services fills health care gaps by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continued education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating EMS Week. Now, therefore, we, the Town Council of Marion, Virginia, assembled in regular session this 18th day of May, 2026, in recognition of this event, do hereby proclaim the week of May 17th through 23rd, 2026, as EMS Week 2026, with the theme of We Care for Everyone. And we encourage the community to observe this week and join us as we honor the EMS profession, our EMS providers, and the essential services that they provide. We will need to vote on this resolution. All in favor of this resolution? Aye. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Absolutely.
You do quite a job, and it's fearless. Thank you. Would anyone like to speak from EMS?
On behalf of the department, we appreciate the town's recognition for EMS Week. You know, EMS is a big part of what we do, and we're thrilled that the town and the county supports us in this endeavor and helps the citizens of the county and town. So thank you all for supporting us.
Thank you very much.
Richard?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That completes the public presentations, and we will continue with public comment time. The first speaker that we have is Mark Cheney. Please approach the podium, name, address, and the floor is yours, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Mark Cheney, and I run Post 18 out of Marion, 107 Laurel Springs Road in Marion. And I just want to take a moment of your time to, first of all, thank you for all the support that you give to our veterans in the town. And I was just talking with the ladies, which I apologize if you overheard, but we have a lot of veterans that are coming down from Northern Virginia, part of an American Legion Riders program, motorcyclists, and that we have beautiful roads to ride here in Marion. And but one of the things that we are remiss about is that we don't hold on to these people. They go down to Bristol and everything else after they've ridden some of our nice rides. So we're going to try to do some stuff through the American Legion to keep those riders here and keep their money in our town. The other thing that I have is June 6th, Saturday, June 6th is our community breakfast fundraiser. Give this to you.
Sure. Thank you.
We try to do a fundraiser once a month, a breakfast, and I'm proud to say Mayor Cornett's been out there and helped serve, and it's been a tremendous blessing. But also, all the money that we gain, that we get, it goes back into our community to help not only our veterans of our community, but we've also been able to help people that just need help in our town. And a lot of times stuff flies past the radar, and we don't see the need until it's desperate. And I want to take a moment to just thank Sean and Smith County for all that they've done as well in helping our veterans. And truly, our veterans make our community safer. But just my last thing that I want to talk about briefly is traditionally Armed Forces Day. Armed Forces Day was May 16th, this past Saturday. And it's conducted a lot of times near our large military installations, Hampton Roads, for instance. It's celebrated on the third Saturday in May. In previous years, not all cities, towns participated. It's just not a big event. Armed Forces Day celebrates and recognizes our active duty military members. And on a personal note, I have a son-in-law that's in the Air Force, and I have a daughter that's in Space Force. So it hits home personally when they get activated and to go on tours and overseas. So anyway, that's the Armed Forces Day. But Armed Forces Day changed drastically after September the 11th, 2001. And I just want to bring it to your attention in a respectful way that our community, we're blessed with the outstanding men and women that are serving in uniform on behalf of the war against terrorism, and that's been going on since 2001. And a lot of times this falls on deaf ears, but we have active duty military that are deployed from our community. With the American Legion, we have our eyes on them. We send out packets to them. We send out things that they need when they're on deployments. But also, these folks are our neighbors. They're our friends. They're our relatives. They are members of the National Guard up the road. They are reserves. They are sharing the burden of battle. against terrorism around the globe as they are on active duty. They also have wives, they have husbands, children, and family members who pray for their safe return every day that their loved one is gone. And I just want to bring it to you that these are our hometown heroes. And I don't say that lightly. As a 28-year-plus firefighter, that term gets thrown around, and our firefighters, first responders are very important. The military gets very little recognition because they deploy. They're not here to get the handshakes. And so I would just say to everyone here, everyone in council and our Smith County, when you see one of these military members, thank them. For there is a great sacrifice that they have put up to be able to defend what we can have known as our freedoms. I apologize, I'm going to have to leave because I have another meeting, which, Mayor, you probably are aware of that. So, but I thank you for everything that you do to support the American Legion. Thank you.
Mayor Cornett, and I want to say thank you very much, and thank you for bringing this to our attention. I think it's something that we really should honor more, so we'll work on a way to do that. I want to open the floor to council in case they have any questions.
Susie Jennings, just want to say thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. I know you need to go. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, Mayor Cornett. The next speaker is David Fulton.
David Fulton, Pearl Avenue. I'm going to give you town council a bypass today, if you don't mind. And I would like to address the town manager. As a veteran, I would like to thank you and all the town employees that worked on the flags today and all the other volunteers. Also, it was last Monday when it was raining. To me, it was an issue. To some people, they may have took it for granted. But last week, when the trash people ran, the little thing they done impressed me. It was raining, and they took time to put the lid back on my trash can to keep it from filling with water. To some people, that may not be a big issue. But to me, that shows the dedication of your town employees. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fulton. Mr. Mayor Cornett, council, any response? And thank you. Andrew?
Absolutely, thank you.
The next speaker that we have is Lucia, I believe, Wolf. And did I get your name right, ma'am?
No, that's all right.
Could you pronounce that for me?
Lucy Wolf.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
You have the floor.
Thank you. So first off, good evening, Mayor and members of the Town Council. Thank you for your time. My name's Lucy. I'm the owner of Katie's. Currently have a lease and keys to 212 East Main Street, and I'm fully invested in this community. I have a lovely home. I love the place. Volunteered and helped out in the community. I have decades of industry experience and a business model that scales from an operational baseline of over 135,000 to a comfortable projection in the future of over 197,000. This is real revenue brought to our local community, plus also have plans to offer reasonable commission for local artisans, create jobs through regional vocational and DARS programs, and yet, for the second time in a year, the gap between the small businesses reality and local economic processes have stalled this project. Last year, I was told verbally if I ran under an existing brand rather than my own, I'd receive all the help that I needed. And yet, that space is now closed, it's empty, and it's storage. Let's dust off of Main Street. And there's other businesses in town that are closed and really just derelict looking. This year, I applied for county level funding. I was told that my application looked great. The only remaining step was to have my business plan reformatted by a designated county rep. I reached out and never got a response. I'd heard she was meetings, traveling, but never got a response. In the meantime, representatives had asked me to consider a partnership with the local person, with the local company. I took time to consider that, had a meeting, talked about what would be involved, and ultimately declined it without going into details with the county. Total silence, none of my calls and emails were returned. Then I was notified that my application was denied. I was given generic, vague statements that my numbers, which previously looked really good, suddenly were no longer realistic. Katie's is offering something entirely different from the high-priced niche specialty shops that have been in the area serving very expensive coffees or just sweet things. We're offering an affordable, accessible variety of both sweet and savory and scratch-made items designed for everyday families in this community. I've reached out to leadership across multiple levels of the local government seeking a path forward, and I am looking to hear back. I'm looking to help bring forth an encouraging, walkable, and vibrant downtown. And this cannot be built on a foundation of shifting requirements, bureaucratic gatekeeping, and ignored communications. It's built on action and positive action. My business is ready to open. I'm ready to hire. I'm ready to help revitalize downtown. I've got a great business plan. I want to serve this community with more than just donating my time to help clean out a yard or help somebody with some projects. Not that those aren't important, but I'd like to be able to hire people. I'd like to be able to help increase the taxes that I pay. I'd like to really help serve this community. So I am looking forward to a response, hopefully an email, what we can do to correct all these issues and get this place open. And I don't know, I'm hoping that we can come to an agreement. Thanks for your time.
Mayor Cornett, I don't know if you know about our Office of Economic Development, Small Business Boot Camp, and several resources that the town of Marion has to help existing businesses and startups. So you may want to get in touch with Ken Heath's office.
Oh, I have, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
those are open in October. Yeah, so unfortunately.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you were aware of those. We thank you for your comments, and we wish you good luck in your business.
Thank you.
That was the last person that we had signed up for public comment. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak? And seeing none, we will move along from public comment to council members' reports. We will start with Vice Mayor Gates.
This is Jim Gates. No report, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Spencer.
No report, sir. Thank you.
Councilmember Jennings.
Well, I just want to say welcome back, Deborah. I don't know if this is Susie Jennings. And I attended a wonderful fundraiser for her on Saturday. And I just want to say I'm happy to see you. That's all.
Thank you.
Councilman Atwell.
I don't have any report, but I just have a quick question for Ms. Wolf. Who is it that you're expecting a response back from that's not responded to you from the town, if I can ask, please?
Well, I had already sent emails to those people, information that I talked about.
The only reason that I ask is because you mentioned that you had contacted the county, and I didn't know if you possibly had us at the town confused with the county board of supervisors at all, to where we could maybe help guide you.
No, I don't believe there's a confusion on that matter.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Councilman May.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman
No report.
Carter. And that continues with the mayor's report. I do want to say that, I'm sorry? Councilman Carter, did you?
Ms. Hayes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I told you to do, this is Mayor Cornett. Keep me on track here, folks. Councilmember Hayes.
No report.
Thank-
To be done.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Glad
for
to have
bearing
you.
with me. And now we'll go on with the mayor's report. I do want to say, this is Mayor Avery Cornett. The crosses and the flags are going up on the courthouse. Memorial Day is right around the corner. We have a lot planned going on very soon. So I want to invite everyone out. Caring for Our Community will be putting up signs in directing people where they can volunteer, how they can volunteer for our community service days coming up. If there's any problems with those, please let me know if we place a sign where we shouldn't, that kind of thing. I'm proud to have been included in the celebrity bagging with the Marion PD. That's always a good thing for juvenile diabetes and good for the community. And I want to say a big thank you to the PD and everybody there for involving in that. It's a great endeavor. And that will be the end of the mayor's report for tonight. One thing I will add to the mayor's report that I might. There is a difference now in the way that we are responding. You may have observed that. I touched on that at the beginning of the meeting. I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that we're doing our best to honor the FOIA and the electronic communications, and we're getting through it as best we can. So I want to thank everyone for their participation and their cooperation in that. And council, thank you for your cooperation in this as well. I think you're doing a better job than me right now. So we will continue on now with the attorney's report.
Mark Finnick, Town Attorney, no report.
Thank you, Mr. Finnick. And we will continue now with staff reports. Cindy Stanley.
Just the accounts, please.
I'll make a motion to pay the accounts.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Gates to pay the accounts, and we have a second by Councilmember Jennings to pay the accounts. Everyone has viewed the accounts. Are there any questions that anyone has about the accounts that you see before you? Give you a moment to look over those. And hearing no questions, I will ask for a vote on paying the accounts. If all in favor will raise their hand, and since this is an important thing, let's go to a roll call vote.
Carter,
Yes.
May,
Yes.
Atwell,
Yes.
Jennings,
Yes.
Spencer,
Yes.
Gates,
Yes.
Cornett,
Yes.
Ms. Hayes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything else, Ms. Stanley?
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And we will continue now with the town manager's report. Andrew King.
Yes, sir. I'm going to do a quick FY '27 budget presentation, and we're at a little bit of a time deficit. We're creeping up on some times that we have blocked in closed session, so I'm going to move as quickly as I can. Our goals for today, or my goals for today, as we look at this FY '27 budget, is to do a quick overview of our revenues and trends, consider our fund balance reserves and recent activities, then an overview of our current expenditure plan, which includes departmental, personnel, community organizations, capital prioritization, and then a review of the balanced budget, then the remaining budget calendar, and then take any questions or engage in any discussion you may have following this. I wanted to quickly touch on the revenues. Our total revenues are currently sustainable and projected to increase slightly as we move forward. Our major revenue streams are, of course, water. The activities that we've seen there that have impacted water recently are radio read. There's a rate adjustment that we'll talk about in this upcoming budget, as well as ongoing SERP activity as we move through the SERP phases. Of course, meals tax. We have some new restaurants, and then also McDonald's is increasing their open hours to 24 hours. So that's an additional 40 hours a week at that location, and we hope that that impacts meals tax in the coming year. Our fund balance reserves, this is going to be our one-time money that most of which started as ARPA funds. We have these funds in a high-rate environment, and Cindy keeps a close eye on the investment portfolio we have there, so we're happy for that. And then these funds, again, they are one-time funds, and with that being the case, it's important that we spend them appropriately and strategically. So we certainly don't want to use them in a way that impacts operational funding, because we don't want them to be necessary for ongoing costs, but these will be used for strategic one-time expense uses. As far as what's coming up, potential increases in meals tax, like I said, as we increase the number of restaurants and open hours of some of our facilities. With an increase in meals tax is going to come an increase in sales tax. Both of those, of course, are tied to the gross receipts. So as those receipts grow, both of those revenue line items are going to grow as well. Then cigarette stamps, this is going to be, I believe, one of the only revenue lines that we actually see a decline in. This is one that we anticipate as fewer people smoke year over year. So I do anticipate seeing, there will be a budgeted decline year over year, and anticipate seeing this decline slowly in future budget years. So to look at expenses, the operational expenditures in the departments are largely flat year over year. Personnel changes to be considered here are a 3% COLA increase for all of our employees. This is aligned with other localities, as well as one of the state budgets is being proposed. There was an 11.7% increase in our health insurance premiums. These two numbers, the 3% COLA and the 11% increase in health care costs, are I think sometimes easily misunderstood, but the town pays 85 to 86% of our employees' health care premiums. So the employee themselves is only responsible for about 15% of the total cost there. So with that being an 11% increase year over year, it's still going to be considerably less than the 3% COLA raise that even our lower paid employees see. So even with these increases, all of our folks are going to see a positive impact in their paychecks come July 1. Major expenditures of note. Wanted to talk about investment in capital. Of course, our annual paving, Callan Drive Rec Park, which we've been talking about a lot recently, and then something to be concerned about going forward, or be vigilant of rather, would be the potential for fringe benefit cost increases. So just like our health insurance, workers' comp, things like that, these are costs that certainly could grow as we go forward. Wanted to take a look at our capital improvement investment, just over $1.5 million this year, and potential for over $2 million if we get a specific grant match. We've got a payroll machine that is necessary to run our payroll. It's going to be $35,000. We've got $120,000 in police department vehicles budgeted. Fire department has got some specific toolage that they've requested in the amount of $46,000. Public Works wheel loader is going to be $216,000. We've got $120,000 budgeted for fleet vehicles. Then our snow removal fleet, we have $425,000 budgeted. There is a potential for a 55% grant match, which would come in at $520,000 from USDA. So Samantha has worked very hard on putting together a grant application for congressionally direct spending through the Kane and Warner monies this year, and we have been advanced to the appropriations.
Yes,
Samantha, is that?
We made it through Warner and Kane's offices. They have recommended to the appropriation committee that we receive that funding. So we get $945,000 in snow removal fleet for our card would be a maximum of, what did you say,
425,000. So we have 425,000 budgeted, which will certainly go towards the purchase of new equipment. If this budget is passed the way that it's written with our appropriation in there, it'll be just shy of $1 million, $945,000 in equipment we'll be able to purchase, which will be a complete revamp of our snow removal fleet. We've got an asphalt recycler in the CIP budget for $120,000, and then we've got $500,000 dedicated to the Callan Drive Rec Park, which is our portion of the grant match for that project. Wanted to talk a little bit about this budget. I think there is a lot of accomplishments here to consider. We've got an investment in personnel. Like I said, we had a 3% COLA raise for each employee. Investment in capital, $1.5 million. Like I said, possibly upwards of $2 million, depending on if that grant is realized or not. That's a tremendous investment in our equipment needs. We've got an accelerated payoff of non-CERT debt in here. There are 4 loans in the FY27 budget that we have allocated funds to pay off completely that are a little bit higher interest rates. So it's my goal to kind of chip away at the debt service line that we've got, which would, of course, create new room in the budget as we lower the debt services. So there are 4 loans in this budget that aren't slated for payoff according to the amortization schedule, but if revenues remain like we hope that they do, and if expenses stay within reason, we do hope to pay off 4 loans that will essentially afford us new room in upcoming budgets by paying those off early. Investment in Parks and Rec, I talked a little bit earlier about the $500,000 match for the grant awarded to us by the Department of Conservation and Recreation. That is in this budget. We've got an aggressive pursuit of grants, like we talked about, Callan Drive, the CDS grant with our capital. I know our police department has been working with a lot of grants, as has the fire and EMS. So really as a department as a whole, or as an organization as a whole, we've really been going after grant dollars and have been fairly successful so far. So something we're going to continue going forward. And then lastly, just a conservation of the one-time funds that we have. This budget is a zero-based balanced budget that does not require any use of fund balance. So all of the expenses that we're portraying here are to be offset by revenues this year. So this isn't going to take any of our one-time money to realize these goals. Then the budget calendar for the rest of the year. Of course, tonight is the recommended budget. You all will have, as of about 5:15 this evening, the budget itself will be uploaded to the iPads. The budget is available to the public in it's on the agenda group email, and it's also on our website, so it can be reviewed there. Also, if anybody'd like a paper copy, that's something that we can produce out of the office as well. At the next meeting on June 1st, we're going to have the budget public hearing. That'll give folks about 2 weeks to dig into the details and see if there are any questions or consideration. June 15th is going to be our projected adoption date, with our last meeting of the year being June 30th, where we close the books. That'll be a placeholder for a delayed adoption should we not do so on June 15th. And I know I ran through that pretty quickly, and I know you all haven't had a chance to look at things in depth, but are there any questions regarding what's been presented?
Mayor Cornett, thank you for a very articulate and concise extrapolation of our budget, and you're doing a great job. Council, do you have any questions for Mr. King?
Susie Jennings, I just wanted to thank you and your staff that helped with this, and the budget committee for their hard work on the budget. Thank you.
Larry Carter, I don't have a comment on the budget, but I will give kudos to one of the best investments we've made is the radio read I've noticed I'm church treasurer in my church, and had a huge spike in the water bill. So being an old investigative type person, Sam and I got together, and Tony came in, and the thing was remarkable. He pinpointed. Didn't Sam correct me? About a 12-hour period or
12
something?
hours that you were
Running at an exorbitant amount of water. Come to find out, after further resolution, we had a rather large baptizing that I was proud of, service, and that was the problem, a malfunctioning baptismal. So might have not still been guessing as what was going on if it hadn't been for the state of the art, I must add, and with people who know how to operate it. I sure would. So kudos to Samantha and Tony for their assistance.
Council, anything else? Then that concludes the business that we have on the agenda for the public, and we are going to take a recess for a few moments, after which we will go into closed session, after which we will go back into open session. So we are in recess.
We need a motion to recess.
We need a motion to recess.
I make a motion, we go into recess. Marion Town Council, Susie Jennings.
Can we do that?
Second, Tricia Spencer.
We have a motion by Ms. Jennings and a second by Ms. Spencer to go into recess. All in favor of recessing?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
One, Marion Town Council is now back from recess. And is there any motion that the town council would like to make? Motion to reconvene?
Yeah,
Okay.
I make a motion, we reconvene to the open town council meeting, and then we have to go.
Second, I'll second that.
So Ms. Jennings has made the motion to reconvene. Ms. Spencer has seconded that motion. All in favor of reconvening town
Yes.
council?
Yes.
Aye. And Ms. Hayes votes the affirmative. Now, we will be going into closed session. Ms. Jennings, if you'll take us there.
Yes, thank you. I make a motion to go into closed session to discuss a personnel issue, the hiring of a fire chief hiring process as allowed under State Code 2.23711A1.
Second.
Got a motion second to go into closed session.
Oh, and can I add something to the motion, please? I just forgot.
Yes,
I'd like for.
you can amend your motion.
I'd like to amend my motion to ask that Todd Long stay with us
As technical assistant.
as technical assistant.
I'll redo my second for Cindy,
Susie.
for Susie's,
Huh.
for Susie's update.
Okay, so we have a motion by Ms. Jennings to go into closed session and also include Todd Long in our closed session as a technician. And we have a second by Mr. Atwell. All in favor of going into closed session?
Thank you, Ms. Hayes.
We are now in closed.
make a motion that we go back into open session and declare that the council only listened to the three interviews as allowed by State Code 2.23712.
Second.
Motion and second to return to open session. All in favor, and this must be a poll.
Carter,
Yes.
May,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Jennings,
Yes.
Spencer,
Yes.
Gates,
Yes.
Gwinnett,
Yes.
Page.
Yes.
I want to confirm that Ms. Hayes has both audio and video function at this point.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Chief Richard Kiesling as Fire EMS Chief.
Second.
We have a motion to appoint Richard Kiesling as Fire EMS Chief and by Ms. Spencer and a second by Mr. Carter. Is there any discussion of this? None being heard, then we will take it to vote. All in favor of the motion of hiring Richard Kiesling?
Yes.
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 And it is unanimous. Is there any other business that needs to come before? One other thing, HR needs to take care of the hiring package, and so is that motion contingent on his acceptance of the package?
Yeah, he can always decline.
The motion is just for the offer.
Okay, just for the offer,
And we
okay.
will take care of that immediately.
Okay, thank you. And so, is there any other business that needs to come before the Marion Town Council?
We don't keep these, do we?
I'll pick them up if you.
I'm going to make notes from mine, and then I'll destroy them.
Yeah,
I've got a shredder, but I don't really need
if
it.
you choose, so you can leave.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave them for mine and you to pick up.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second. What happened? What in the world is it?
I'm going to take that as
You're
Dr.
awful
Gates'
happy
second.
about Jim. What are you doing?
All in favor of adjourning?
Yes,
Thank you, Deborah. Now, council is.